Picture this, your alarm clock never rings, the coffee machine is gathering dust, and your brain, it literally never powers down. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are diving headfirst into a wildly hyper-caffeinated hypothetical, a world completely without sleep. So let's just tackle this massive question right out of the gate. What if that basic human need for sleep just vanished overnight? What if our biology suddenly hit an update and let us stay awake forever? Well, to really grasp this, we gotta look at our starting point. Right now, the average person spends a massive 1/3 of their entire life completely unconscious. I mean, think about it. That is a huge chunk of our existence just lost to the void. Section 1. Why our bodies rest, the biological imperative. Now, before we get to the sleepless fantasy, let's look at why we're currently chained to our beds. We're actually already trending downward as a species. A century ago, people were getting a solid 9 hours a night. But today, with our nonstop glowing screens and constant stimuli, more than half of us are barely surviving on less than 7. And that's a real problem, because your core systems, I'm talking your heart, your lungs, your brain, and your metabolism, they absolutely rely on that nightly downtime to run smoothly. Sleep isn't just some luxury spa day for your body, it is mandatory biological maintenance. Without enough of it, you drastically shoot up your risk for a terrifying lineup of conditions. We are talking high blood pressure, depression, diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, and a severely weakened immune system that's just begging for infections. But man, historically, we just love pushing the boundaries of wakefulness, don't we? From this wild marathon back in 1965, where a 16-year-old managed to stay awake for 11 days straight, all the way to modern 2007 drug trials on primates trying to just erase the effects of sleep deprivation entirely. Section 2, the productivity dream, the utopian fantasy. So what actually happens if science cracks the code and we never ever need to hit the pillow again? Well, boom. You instantly unlock 8 extra hours. That is entirely free time every single day. Just imagine what you could do with a 33% increase in your waking life. The utopian possibilities are kind of mind-blowing. You could spend way more time with family, finally master that new skill, maybe innovate some crazy new tech, find medical cures, or even get us to Mars way sooner with all that unleashed intellectual bandwidth. Section 3, the hidden 24/7 costs, the dystopian reality. But hold on a second, because this dream spirals into chaos pretty fast when you look at the real-world logistics of a nonstop society. You see, not everyone is going to view those extra hours as free time. Being awake constantly costs money. You'd inevitably spend more, which means, yep, you guessed it, you'd have to work more just to pay for it all. Your daily expenses and your environmental footprint would absolutely explode. Think about it. You'd need double the meals just to maintain your energy, global fuel consumption would skyrocket, and the lights would literally never go off anywhere. And office culture? It would turn into a literal waking nightmare. The hardcore workaholics and anyone desperate to make an extra buck would push for absolute nonstop productivity. They'd completely take over the corporate world. To support this incredibly stressed out, constantly active population, our entire infrastructure would need a massive overhaul. We are talking a desperate need for around-the-clock farmers, 24-hour therapists, and sheer armies of first responders just to keep society from totally collapsing. Section 4, the 6-hour limit, bursting the productivity myth. And that brings us to a massive biological reality check that pretty much shatters this sleepless productivity dream. And it all boils down to one simple number: 6. Because studies actually show that humans are intellectually productive for roughly 6 hours a day. That's it. And frankly, that is only true if we allow ourselves the downtime to recharge in the first place. So a sleepless society wouldn't magically get way more done or become some hyper-advanced civilization. The real truth, we'd probably just be painfully bored, trying desperately to kill all this massive amount of extra time we suddenly have on our hands. I mean, think about the last time you had a few hours to kill. How did you spend it? Movies, TV, video games, bars, and definitely coffee shops. Those industries would be the absolute real economic winners of this hypothetical world. Section 5, embracing the pillow, why rest wins. So let's wrap up this explainer by coming back to our current, wonderfully sleep-dependent reality. Look, you can cheat your biology with a late night once in a while, sure. But if you go way too long without adequate rest, your system will inevitably, undeniably break down. You can pick your poison: Coffee, Red Bull, or some fancy new pill hitting the market, but you still cannot replace actual sleep. Being productive is great and all, but absolutely no chemical substitute beats the refreshing feeling of just crashing on a comfortable bed after a really long day. And I'm going to leave you with this final kind of provocative thought to chew on. If you could actually direct and control your own dreams every single night, wouldn't you actually want to sleep even more? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Now do yourself a favor and go get a full night's rest.